Yo, welcome back to another episode of SGP School's Guilty Pleasures. Man, this one's special to me. Real special. As you can see, I got my guy with me, my normal co-host, one of the co-hosts from the Culture Garden. But on this one, he's the co-host with me on SGP, right? Our shit.
I was waiting on you to introduce me, man. Come on, man. Give me my proper introduction, man. Roll me out, bro.
Man, they
Come
know
on,
who you
man.
is. Hey,
I don't give a damn about none of that. Roll me out.
hey, if you don't know who this nigga is, you a lame nigga. How about that? Nah, this is my dog Rich.
What's good people?
What's happening? Co-host of the Good Earners podcast. Amongst we got y'all. Shout out to Ray P. Man, you got it, bro. You the podcast king, nigga. Shit.
Man. Here you go, man. I appreciate you, man. I everybody acknowledge you, man. How you feeling, Skool?
Hey, I'm feeling good. How about yourself?
All right, man. I'm good, man. You gotta tell the people how geeked I was when because you were trying to decide which movie you were gonna do. I kept asking you, obviously being the producer, like, what you gonna do for SGP? Because you had a whole plan. You got a movie you've been trying to do for 6 weeks, my nigga.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it because I might say a lame nigga's name.
Yeah, you got a movie you've been trying to do for 6 weeks, but then you finally hit me with what about this? And I'm like, yo, bet. And normally, because I don't even campaign to be on your episodes. You know what I mean? Like I never really asked you. I think once I suggested a movie, which was Dutch. And other than that, I stay out the way and kind of let you. But as soon as you said it, I don't care who you thought about. If it was somebody else, they wasn't doing it. But I know you ain't gonna do that because this went triple platinum at 1480. This went triple platinum.
This was diamond. This is diamond. You hear me?
Yeah. This one. I guess we should tell the people what we talking about.
Yeah, we talking about It Takes Two. The classic Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen joint, man. First off, let me say, if you weren't around in the late 80s and the 90s, I don't think you realize how big Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were. Like, they had, by the time this movie came out, they had their own production company. All right. They first off, you hear a lot of shit about child stars.
Hold on, time out real quick. My fault. And just to kind of put an emphasis on that, when this movie came out, they were 9 years old. So,
you hear me?
Yeah, they had their own production company and they were 9. This went under their production branch.
Yes.
They were some of the richest people in Hollywood, regardless of age.
Yep. And that was what my next thing I was gonna say was, you hear a lot about child stars and their parents kind of fucking them over. Shout out to Gary Coleman, man. R.I.P. But their parents set them up nicely, man. And for that, that's why you don't see them a lot now, because they good.
Yeah, and they got into the fashion design world. They're big time fashion designers, won some awards in that lane and things like that. So they retired from acting and kind of play the background. But obviously, their younger sister is killing it in Hollywood, Elizabeth Olsen.
Yes,
she's been in a bunch of Marvel stuff and just a good overall actor. So shout out to the Olsen family. They definitely out here doing it.
Definitely.
But you are right, Skool. Like, you wouldn't even understand how big.
Mary-Kate
and Ashley were if you weren't around for that era.
Yeah, because they had big Hollywood. They had Hollywood joints, and they also had like straight to VHS joints that was just like, they had a whole mystery line. They had Hollywood, bro. They had it. We don't even got to talk about it because you already know.
Yeah,
but if you Google Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, especially like 90s, you'll see they run was crazy.
Not even that, man. If you old enough to remember Suncoast, you couldn't even go in the mall and go through a Suncoast without. If you went to the kids section, hey, look.
Suncoast, chill.
I only say Suncoast because if you like in the same area as me in school, man, you know when you went to the mall, Suncoast was a movie store, but it was in the mall. Like, it wasn't like a Media Play or Circuit City or anything like that. So Best Buy. So you definitely was stopping at Suncoast, and at that area, you was looking at the Disney movies. That's when they had all the Disney movies on lock. So as kids, we'd be looking for that, the Power Ranger shit, all that. And you couldn't go in the kids section without seeing Mary-Kate and Ashley straight to home videos.
Exactly.
They just had it on lock.
They had it on lock. And that's crazy that you mentioned that, because I was just thinking, as soon as you said Suncoast, like when we go to the mall with moms or our pops, like it's only a few stores that they would let you
Go by
drift
yourself.
off to by yourself.
Yeah.
KB Toys, Suncoast, and the game store was mostly where you find us. Like,
yep.
So yeah, but damn, bro, you a goat,
But we're
man.
back
For
with
that
that
one.
one, yeah, man. Suncoast, man. Yeah, shout out to the good days. This
Suncoast.
gonna be a crazy episode just because of the nostalgia, man. And
Yeah.
nostalgia's crazy. It's scary, man. This is one of the ones, like I said, that went diamond at 1480 for sure.
Do you want to get into first experiences?
Oh, well, real quick, I don't know if you want to get into stats. I don't know if you have them ready. I have them ready right here as well.
Yeah, I got some stats.
Yeah, just when it was released and all that stuff, and then we can
So
kind of
it
talk
was
about first
released
experience.
November 17th of 1995. It grossed 20 mil, made about 5.5 million opening weekend, but I don't have any stats on what it cost to make this movie.
Same.
If I had to guess, I'm being dead ass when I say this, especially with this being their own production company. It's only filmed like 3 locations. This movie probably cost 3 or 4 mil to make, man.
Yeah, I swear the number in my head was 5 million.
Yeah, somewhere in there. So they probably made their money back opening weekend, and that's all they needed. They was good. Another thing about this movie, when I was doing my research, when I seen the names that, like, each main character in this movie had at least 1 to 2 A-listers that was considered, and it's like, damn, that's insane. That's insane. And a few people that, if they would have played Alyssa and Amanda, it's a couple movies we probably wouldn't have gotten, or at least certain characters we know in these movies, we'd be like, damn, that's crazy.
I know the big one off the top of the list. I don't know if he was gonna say it, but yeah,
Go ahead.
Exactly what you're talking about. Matilda.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mara
Matilda,
Wilson.
man. I'm sure we would have got Matilda the movie, but not only did they have interest in her, they had interest in Danny DeVito for playing Vincenzo.
Yep.
So everything, y'all know, if you listen to the Culture Garden, you know how much we love
the what ifs.
The what ifs and what could have happened, who almost played that role. So there was like you said, I was shocked at the names that I saw for multiple characters throughout this film. Like, oh snap!
Yeah,
that was kind of crazy.
Also, Christina Ricci was considered as well. So we probably wouldn't have got Casper. Well, we would have gotten Casper, but
of course, which is crazy to think of Casper without her.
Yeah, that's insane.
We got to do that on SGP on Halloween, bro. We got to do Casper.
Bro, I got a couple joints on Halloween that I'm looking at. Like the whole month of October gonna be crazy for SGP.
Yeah, man. Because Casper went triple platinum too.
Super triple platinum. So yeah, those are the stats. It was directed by Andy Tennant.
Yep.
I got a few of his. I'm sorry.
I was just about to say a good bad movie legend.
Yes, I was.
When it comes to this,
I got some shit over here. 2 specifically that might be on SGP. The Bounty
I already know which ones.
You know I fuck with that. That's my shit. The Bounty Hunter.
Hold on, can I guess your other one? Can I guess your second one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Out of the one, all right. So the Bounty Hunter. Knowing you.
Yeah.
I would say Fools Rush In, but knowing you, you're gonna say Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama.
I'm about to say Sweet Home Alabama. Yep. I would have said Fools. I'd have said Fools Rush In, but with Matthew Perry, man, the late Matthew Perry. But I just know you too well, and I'm like, I know this dude gonna say Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama. That's my shit, boy. That's my shit.
Yeah, man. He did Fool's Gold too, and then he actually did what might be my favorite rom-com, which is Hitch. He directed Hitch.
I was gonna say Hitch. He did Hitch, and me and you were having that conversation about a show on Max called Bookie.
Yep, he's executive producer for that.
Yep, and I see he's directed a few episodes of that too. So shout out to him, man.
I still haven't checked it out. I know they got renewed for season 2. Y'all can renew season 3 for Rap Shit while y'all at it, and Winning Time and all that other stuff. But that's another conversation for another day,
man.
But Chaz has been watching it. Shout out to my dog Chaz, man.
What's up, Chaz?
He said he's into it. He loves it. So yeah, man. Shout out to Bookie.
All right. So let's get into. Okay, so we can get into the cast too. I guess we should do that, right?
Yeah, we get into the cast. Also, just real quick.
Yeah.
It's not streaming anywhere. It Takes Two is not streaming anywhere.
No.
If you are looking for it, if you have the Vudu app, Vudu has it on sale for $5 right now. I don't know if it's $5. If you grew up watching this film, it's an easy $5 to spend. That was a no-brainer for me to spend it. I'm gonna ask you later, probably like I don't know. We'll talk about it, but spend the $5. Watch this movie.
Yeah, man, it's worth $5, man. It's worth the $5. Yeah. So let's get into the cast. Of course, we have Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen as Alyssa and Amanda. So Alyssa Calloway and Amanda, I think her last name was Lemons or something of that nature. Yeah. They both played each other, like obviously, but it was scenes where Mary-Kate played Ashley's role and Ashley played Mary-Kate's role, like in the sense of she was supposed to be. Yeah. Anyway, you get the point.
I get what you're saying.
We also had Stephen Guttenberg as Roger Calloway. Christy Alley as Diane Burrows. And what's this lady's name? Jane
Stibbett. Clarence Kensington
as Clarice. I couldn't stand this lady to this day.
Yeah, they did an incredible job. When I say they, I mean the writers, director, and her. They did an incredible job.
For sure.
Incredible job.
She's definitely somebody that I'm surprised didn't get typecast after this movie.
Yeah, she was on Friends, man. Her claim to fame. I won't say claim to fame because I don't know much about her, but the one thing I know people point to is her role on Friends. I wouldn't know. I never watched Friends.
Yeah, she was.
Shout out to Ross's.
Yeah, she was Ross's baby mom on there.
On Friends. I didn't even know Ross had a baby. See?
Yeah, yep. And then she wound up being a lesbian. Like that was a storyline of the show.
Shit. Maybe I'll find out one day.
You don't want to watch that trash.
I know I'm not watching. That was a joke. Sarcasm.
Nah.
And then you forgot. Oh no, you said Philip Bosco is Vincenzo.
Yep, Philip Bosco is Vincenzo. I was gonna call him Vinny like Amanda, huh? Fuck it.
Man, Vincenzo.
Been fucking his name up all day.
It's my dog, man. Shout out to him.
Yes, sir. I think that was a big 90s thing, that trope of like, especially in kids' movies, having that butler, the cool ass butler.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
You know what else gonna be on SGP?
Blank Check.
Huh?
Blank Check. What's the other movie I'm talking about? First Kid. Richie Rich.
Richie Rich.
Said it at the same exact time. Richie Rich has to be.
Hey,
100%,
bro, I always
100%.
say I don't know if niggas know this for real, but if this is my brother, but if me and him ever really fell out, I have to kill this nigga. He know too much about me, man. Straight up, like.
Yeah, man. And vice versa, man. Hopefully, it never comes to that.
Nah, hell nah.
Hopefully, it never comes to that. But I know you mentioned something about first experiences.
Yes, I was gonna say, you want to get into your first experience. Do you remember your first experience with this one?
I know it wasn't in the theater. I like to think it wasn't in the theater. And it's weird because I watched it so much at home, and I think it goes to what you said earlier with we know that Mary-Kate and Ashley had that straight to video line. I almost couldn't even remember if it was even a theatrical release.
Me too.
And I know this was their first theatrical film.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it did come out in theaters, but I saw it so much on VHS, and it was so common for those type of movies. And especially a big thing back in those days, a lot of sequels came out on VHS. So it wasn't a foreign thing. Like when Aladdin came out, the second one, The Prince of Thieves and all that other stuff, that didn't come out in the theaters, but that came out straight on VHS, and we was on it.
Yep.
So that's why it kind of confused me. But for some reason, I want to give some props to Aunt Jennifer.
Okay.
Feel like I first saw this over Aunt Jennifer's, and if you listen to, I think, our very first episode, our pilot episode, we gave Aunt Jennifer some credit because she ran a daycare, so she always would keep up with movies, not just kid movies but adult movies. I mean, every Tuesday And they would drop the damn. This getting me salty because they don't really release movies like that no more.
Nope.
As far as the purchase, but every Tuesday she would go to whatever video store and buy all the new releases, not rent them. She would go and buy them. So if Disney dropped 4 VHSs, she's buying those. Yep. If there's 4 adult movie VHSs or DVDs, she's buying those, and that's how they watch movies. That's how they got hit to stuff. You buy them, and either we like it or we don't. And I'm talking about just the family. Put it like Skool and myself would talk about how big our family is.
Yes.
The family would go over her crib and kind of treat it like Blockbuster. Like, oh, I'm gonna borrow this or see this, or she might host a movie night.
Yep.
Because she had the TV with the box set, man, the box, the floor model. Hey. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, bro.
They're not paying. So yeah, we be the kids, we be downstairs watching whatever, and all the adults be up in their room watching whatever new movie, man, and that'd be a thing in the family. When we weren't going to drive-ins and all that. So shout out to Aunt Jenny. I think I saw this over there first, and I loved it. I had to make sure we had it. Told moms or pops that they got it, and then you and me wore it out, man. Like it was
straight up.
I haven't watched this film in over 20 years, and watching it was like riding a bike.
Man,
certain moments I remember. Like I remember her putting that snail in her champagne glass and spitting the escargot out, and the food fight and all that, and that little cherry in her head. You got something. I remember all of that without having seen it, just because of how much we watched it in muscle memory. So, yeah, man, it makes you long for those days, man. And I try not to go back too much as far as reminiscing. I more so appreciate the time. Now, I don't want to say I want to go back to that, but I really appreciate the childhood we had and those moments, because man, those were some great days. And now look at us, we got bills and shit.
Man, what? Damn, bro, you said it all. You said it perfectly. This movie for me is almost in the same element of a Friday.
Okay. Like you don't even remember.
You know exactly what I mean. Like, bro, I don't remember the first time, but I just remember this movie has always been a part of my life. Like 1480, I always say it, going downstairs, starting the movie, because all the movies had the previews. So going upstairs, heating up something, or our moms might have ordered some Pizza Hut with the chicken, with the garlic powder, we sprinkling up. Come on, man, chill out. Yeah, you know.
Yo, you gotta relax, bro. You gotta chill.
Yeah, so and coming back downstairs just in time, bro. Like real, like that shit was amazing. So, like I said, this movie has been part of my life forever. I made sure when I became an adult that it was in my DVD collection. That's how I watched this movie for the show. Like I threw it on, and I watch this movie once a year. This is something that I watch.
It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. It's not it wasn't a chore at all. Like I enjoyed it. I watched it 2 or 3 times just getting ready, just because it's a very simple, cool movie. Like you excuse all the flaws, you excuse it for what it is. Like it just it's cool. And it's like I don't know how much of that is nostalgia or not.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like you said though, with the nostalgia, like you know, I don't want to say I long for it, because we can't go back. So what we doing that for? But it does make me feel like I'm 6 years old, 7 years old, and I'm just like chilling. Like bro, there's not a bad scene in this movie to me. Like everything is perfect. It's just one of the movies for me. So yeah, this is my shit, bro. Definitely.
Sure. So I know you normally ask, but since I know the format, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
And I know the answer, but I gotta ask you anyway, man. Good movie, bad movie, or good bad movie?
It's a good movie, man.
It is a good movie, man.
It's a good movie.
Especially I was reading like reviews for it, and I was like, why would you even write a review for this? This is a children's movie. Like this isn't something that you would expect an adult to go see.
Not only that, it's based off of The Prince and the Piper.
Prince and the Pauper.
Prince and the Pauper. Like it's based off of that. So you kind of already know the gist of it. It's funny because side note, another age telling thing I'm about to say. This reminds me, I remember watching the Prince and the Pauper on Wishbone. Like
Wishbone had some hits, bro. Wishbone had some,
Wishbone was certified platinum at the school. So so for sure, like I remember that. And this, oh man, this is my shit, bro. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a good movie, without question. Now you know me, Skool. You know I gotta ask you this question, bro.
Yeah.
You know I wouldn't be right without asking you a question that's gonna make you think.
All right.
Gotta play the this or that game.
Okay.
You taking this or Parent Trap?
This.
You know what's crazy? And let me preface this by saying the same way I haven't seen It Takes Two in about 20 years. I haven't seen Parent Trap, probably close to that. Maybe it's definitely been sooner since It Takes Two, but probably the same. So I haven't watched Parent Trap in damn near 20 years. So I want to be fair, but my first instinct was like, I might take It Takes Two.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking It Takes Two.
Even though I'm a big Dennis Quaid fan, though. I gotta watch the Parent Trap again. I might be tripping because I really, really, really like the Parent Trap. So I don't even want to play that game. Like I rock with the Parent Trap. That's another one that I watched. I had it on VHS. We watched that all the time. Straight up. So I don't want to play the Parent Trap, but
let me say this. So here's my response to that. Let me ask this first. Do you consider Lindsay Lohan a child actor?
Yeah.
Okay. So who's better? Mary-Kate and Ashley or Lindsay Lohan? Or is that even fair?
Who had the better performance? I'm saying Lindsay Lohan because she had to do two roles. Like Lindsay Lohan was really, really good in The Parent Trap. Like really good in that movie. And they're pretty much the same movie. Even down to the camp. Like even down to going to camp and all that, they're pretty much the same movie.
Yeah.
And the only thing is The Parent Trap acknowledges the fact that they're identical twins, and the other ones are just identical strangers.
Right.
Or I don't even remember if The Parent Trap acknowledged that they were twins. I don't know. How that story was of how I need to rewatch The Parent Trap in all fairness. But
now I think so let me side note. And this is probably why I feel that way about The Parent Trap.
And it's good to point this out too. Parent Trap's a Disney movie, bro. Disney pushed that. That's one of those that was cemented in our lives versus It Takes Two. We can't even remember if it came out on theater. Like it's a little bit of a different marketing push. Yeah.
My thing, and you can vouch this, Rich, I was obsessed with Lindsay Lohan. Like that was my wee. And I feel like when I watch Parent Trap, I don't know. I just don't like watching her in that. Because I feel like she's so young. I don't know. It's weird. But Mean Girls and they remaking that shit. I'm so mad about that. I just don't.
It's already out. It's a musical and stuff. I haven't seen it. It took to like 2014 to see the original Mean Girls.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that shit. But yeah, it's something about The Parent Trap, and I think it has a lot to do with how I felt about Lindsay Lohan. So I'm just like,
I get exactly it. I don't know if everybody out there listening will catch on, but I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Because even watching this, it was funny because I was the girl that plays Carmen, the little girl, the orphan girl that plays Carmen, like 8-year-old Rich had a crush on her. Like, I was going.
Yeah.
But when I said it today, I was like, damn, I remember having a crush on her. But that sounds weird now because I'm about to be 37. So if I say that, it sounds weird. But I'm talking, all right, keep in mind, these actors are older than me. Like the Olsen twins are older than both of us. So we're speaking of it from a perspective of watching this in 1995. But I get what you're saying. It's like, damn, I get what you're saying, man. Shit weird.
Yeah, for sure,
weird,
man.
Hey. I just had to ask you that, man. And it makes me want to, I guarantee you, at some point this week or weekend, I'm going to watch The Parent Trap.
Do you feel, now we both agree this is a good movie. Do you think you can do anything to make this movie better?
Yeah, you can, and it's real simple and it's not specific. You just tighten up some things. like I said earlier, you let things slide. I let things slide as a viewer because of the film that it is. If you wanted to make it better, you can really tighten up a couple storylines.
Yep.
But it didn't need it for what it is. So I don't know how much more, like how much. If this is a 7, and I'm just throwing a number out there. If this is a 7, I don't know how much more it could do to be an 8. Like I don't know what.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But you could have tightened up a few things. Just kind of as adults, we know, and like I said, you can't do it because it's made for kids. Because as adults, you know, the whole Calloway and Diane and that whole thing is just you would have needed a little bit more substance to sell it. But if you're selling it to kids, then it don't matter.
Yep. So I agree. It's funny you say that. I realized today on the IMDb app, I didn't rank this movie. So I definitely ranked it today, and I gave it a 7. And so it's funny you say that. But yeah, I agree with you. There's nothing more that you can do. Specifically, this movie's for kids. If it's for adults, of course, you do a few things, tighten it up. But the only thing I would say is, even as a kid, a little bit more Vinny, man. I like Vinny. He could a couple more scenes with Vinny in it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint. Or even a little bit more from old girl. Oh,
Clarice?
Yeah, man.
Nah, I ain't want no more Clarice.
You don't want no more Clarice?
I ain't like Clarice then. I don't like Clarice now. It's still beef, man.
Straight up.
I still get hype when she put that gum in her hair,
bruh. Every time, bruh.
I still get hype, and I seen this movie 11 times, and I still get hype. She deserved all of it,
all that shit, especially if she, bruh. Talking about somebody,
she was talking greasy. I know, man. We'll talk about it in the scenes, man. She was talking greasy about that woman.
So yeah, let's get straight to it, man. Best scenes. Let's go.
All right, man. I guess we should have said this at the beginning. I know y'all probably thinking, this is a kids movie. It Takes Two. But yeah, man, we cussing, and I got a few choice words for a couple characters. But just to start things out, something about the opening scene still sticks with me, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Still sticks with me, man.
Great
the stick ball in the street.
Yep.
I guess I didn't notice it as a kid, but it screams at you as an adult. Those extra New York accents they were trying to put on.
Yep.
Bruh. You know what I'm saying? Just let me smash this ball downtown, okay? like just extra, bro. They just really put that emphasis on it, which is funny. It was funny watching it now. It added actually some extra humor to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me. But yeah, that whole knowing that she's the tomboy, knowing that she's the athlete, like she's an orphan, obviously. You see the relationship that her and Diane have. You see the kids are just on some bullshit. You automatically get introduced to the Buckets family, or at least the idea of them.
Yep.
And even going with Alyssa coming off that jet. That's another opening scene for her.
Yes.
I remember all this for her. Just that jet and her in that outfit. She just looked very regal.
Yes.
Very mature for her age, and it just always stood out. So anytime I see those, like I said, it was like riding a bike. I'm like, I remember all of this like it was yesterday.
Yes, I'm with you. That's a perfect opening for the film. Like you said, the New York accent from Amanda, Diane, and the hurry. You got 10 seconds before the game's called for the, what did she say? The count of
bloodshed.
Bloodshed.
Yeah, man.
And
a lot of stuff you can't say to kids anymore.
And even like you said, Amanda's the tomboy, but I love the fact that she hits the grand slam, but she doesn't even get to touch the base. And oh boy tags her. He said, "I'm gonna kill you." And she mean that. When she get back, she come to see him. And also, even though she's cool in the world of the orphans, she still has that insecurity. People rather have a puppy than a 9-year-old kid when they just want babies. I want a baby, and man, I like that. I like how they had that scene of like you said, her and Diane, their relationship. And then of course there's Alyssa and Vinny, like Vincenzo, right?
Vincenzo, yeah, man. I don't know why
Vincenzo.
that's so. Yeah, man. You hear it. I don't know. You hear it. Say it how you hear
I hear it.
it.
I don't. Hey, I'm saying Vinny, man. My cousin Vinny. It's another good
Yeah,
SVP movie.
nah, straight up. They did a good job of just showing that that Amanda was aware of her situation, her
Mm-hmm.
she was smart enough to know um, that this is my life, but it also gave her some power.
Oh yeah,
It said she knows her worth, so she's like, I ain't just going to any family. If I need to sabotage something, I'm gonna do it.
I'm
So
gonna do it.
it was a cool
Yeah,
wrinkle they added in there.
and it's funny too. The reject line, like the butt kids take any kid, even the rejects like you. Like, hold on, did you forget you here with me too? Like,
Yeah, nah, straight up. Hey, check yourself.
And also I always remember that 90s, how 90s this movie is, especially the scene with Amanda getting on the bunk and Carmen, girl, when you gonna get a life? Like
That's in
that
my best
snappy
post,
shit.
man. See, man, you stepping on my best post, man, because I definitely had that in there.
My fault,
It
brother.
was so unnecessary. Nah, it was so unnecessary, but it's still funny.
Hey, that shit's
And it's
hilarious.
very 90s, like the snap and the walk away. You could tell. That's when you could tell she was a child actor.
Yep.
And like just the walk away, she couldn't wait to do that. She
Couldn't wait.
practiced. They probably did like a few different takes of that.
Mm-hmm.
You would just tell, man. What's your scene?
So my scene is the scene we were kind of talking about, man.
She was
When
talking greasy about mom. Talking greasy.
what? When Clarice was talking about her moms. And the crazy part about it, even prior to that, is Alyssa was letting her live. Like, I mean, she didn't know who she was, but she knew enough to know like she must be important to Pops. Like, I'm gonna show her some respect. She showed her respect. She ain't even put two and two together. Like, and that's another thing. She's sophisticated, she's smart, but she's still 9. You know what I mean? Like, she's still 9. She hasn't put that together. Like, damn, this lady been at my house for quite a while, and she roaming this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, she just walking around freely. Like, you know, once you hit around 11, 12, we'd have figured that shit out quick. But yeah,
and the foul part, because all of it was foul, but you can get away with most of it. But once you hit her with the no wonder that woman is dead, I'm like, all right, bro, we gotta throw hands. Yeah, if Alyssa was 14, she would have threw hands with her.
She would have threw hands, bro. And I love that. Like you said, I love that. I love that she walked, like her whole demeanor changed. Like she came out that room and said, "Who is she?" Like, fuck all that boarding school, fuck that etiquette shit. Who is this bitch?
Who this woman, Harpo?
Straight up, man. She was talking greasy. Like she said, we selling the house, all that shit, bro.
For me personally, and you don't live the same life, obviously, because you have Emery. Shout out to Emery, man. Her birthday just passed.
Yes, my baby.
Great birthday party, all that stuff. But
her birthday fell into pick 3 last night, man.
Go figure, man. Go figure. And you ain't played. But
chill out.
It's a good reminder for people like me how aware and alert kids are. Like you get to a point, especially when you're not around kids, that you forget how. I've said this before, probably on previous episodes. A big eye opener for me was when I started coaching kids in 2017. Like it was just one of those. I had spent years not being around kids. Like for what? Like for a consistent period of time. And then once you do, you're like, oh, these little adults. Like they know what's going on. They can figure things out. Like they're more sufficient. They're more self-sufficient than I remember or I thought. So the fact that she put that together and was just like you said, like, who is she? Like, bro, like she talking crazy about moms. She talking about selling the house, and they're also still young enough to where you don't take their word for face value if it's between them and an adult.
Exactly.
That's why Clarice could come down and say, nah, don't be dramatic. I just said this. And you could believe Clarice because she's a 9-year-old. Like you might have heard something different. It's just that beautiful balance. And I thought that was really cool.
Yep. I'm with you. What's your next scene?
I got Diane and Roger meeting. So them setting up. When I say them, I mean Amanda and Alyssa setting up. I mean, because you can also do the obvious when they first met. So that's always in there. But I want to go straight to that scene because they came up with this plan. got them on the horses. They connected, and you saw that instant chemistry. You saw them hit it off right away, like ASAP. It wasn't any kind of, he was on it. Like, let me take you to the. And here's what's crazy: everything he said felt sincere.
Yes.
Like, let me offer you some tea. I want to hear more about the camp. We knew that he hadn't been there in some time.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know how long. He said it at the when he was there for the food fight. He said it had been 10 years, but they had already alluded. The lake house hadn't been open since mom died and all that kind of stuff. So you knew that was sincere. I genuinely believe he wanted to hear about the camp, how it was doing, if they needed any improvements, any kind of help. And also, he was digging her. He just, this is an interesting spark. Let me see what else is here. And just that, man ain't shit, bro.
Nope.
He don't even know this woman's. Oh, he know her first and last name, but he really don't know her from Eve.
Yep.
And this is a woman he about to marry next month. Marry her, give her his name, everything. And he can't even say this my fiance. Like, he just, hold on, man, I might have a little move over here.
You hear me?
Yeah, take this call in the other room. I'm like,
that's
man, shit.
Like you said, man. Ain't shit. But I'm with you. I like that. I like that. It's like you said. I like the fact that RIP to their mom. He hadn't been there in 10 years, but it's something about this lady that brings that guard down for Roger. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the reasons I haven't been here is my wife died. She loved this place. She had my daughter and passed away, and I just can't bear to come here anymore. But when I meet this lady, she brings something out of me, and I gotta. It's not the same as Clarice, so I kind of want to see where this is going. And he didn't mind. So I'm with you on that scene, but I don't know if
it's
I'm jumping.
Funny. No, good. I was gonna say the only thing I was gonna add is it's funny because, we knew Kathy was a teacher. Her mom's name was Kathy, I believe.
Yes.
She was a teacher and all that, so she was working with kids and all that. I think that reminded him because of the Diane thing, and I think it's important to remember when you have that much money, when you're that rich, and you have that much of a status. I mean, look at who he was marrying. He was marrying a socialite, a la Paris Hilton.
Yep.
And today in 2024, it would have been an influencer. A
Kardashian or something.
Yeah. You got to think about the crowd that he's with. Like, it's probably been so long since he actually just chopped it up with a regular person.
Yep.
Like a regular woman, like on some, not other than like sign this, do this, like on some real interacting. That it probably just stuck out to him. And that's who he is. He looked like a regular guy. He don't seem like the type of, dickhead rich guy that you would run into.
And I think too, I think it's important to note this is 95, and he was they kind of alluded. Well, I know Diane alluded to him being a bazillionaire, but this is 95, and he hit it big on cell phones in 95. Like, people, your average person still didn't have a cell phone in 1995. So whatever he did, he hit it big. So in today's world, from 95 to now, he would be one of the richest people in the world, like hands down, because my goodness, I don't know what exactly he did. He said it, but it's still
the airspace. He brought the airspace. Like, he bought, like, he pretty much bought air. If I'm understanding that correctly, like the cellular towers and all that stuff they needed for the cell phone. I don't know if you saw BlackBerry. Did you see BlackBerry yet? Yeah, nope. They kind of explained a little bit in that, but I think that's where he got his money. Because all of these, and I don't want to get into detail because I'm gonna mess it up. But if you watch the movie BlackBerry that came out last year, they did a really good job of explaining it and why it was, how impossible the idea of a cell phone / smartphone even was because of the airspace and all the stuff they had to do. And they finally found a way to kind of get around it, but not in 95.
Right.
And, he had bread, bro, obviously, because he had enough. Even when they were saying a billion back in 95 would have been, I don't know how much today. And he had enough money to have Lou on call. Lou was on call.
Lou was on call.
Having a helicopter on call is crazy. That's a flex.
That's super on flex. Yeah, it's kind of, if you ain't seen that, what is that little quick clip of Floyd Mayweather? You ever seen that one?
Yeah,
he does that. He's talking about how you get around. Hold on, watch this. Nigga make a phone call. Said, you still want the tickets to the Super Bowl, don't you? Yeah. Well, yeah, all that. Is it on me?
Yeah, because you say you don't know if you're going too far back or forward.
Oh, so I was going to say, well, I'm gonna go I'm gonna go back to the scene where
Oh, and I'm sorry. Also, real quick before you go, the last thing about that scene that I forgot to mention, I said it earlier, but the classic, she put gum in your hair. That classic moment when they looked at each other underneath the cart, and it was like,
hey.
I love that, man, because that I'd have been, bruh.
Listen,
hot house Clarice.
The best part about that scene to me is when she hears Diane's voice. And she gets that girl off of her and looks in the mirror like, hold on, is there a woman in that motherfucker? She talking about you having a bachelor party and I'm over here having a crisis, nigga. Like,
and he did, and listen, and he's doing an awful job. Like he just fumbling on both sides. Horrible. It's not even kind of a woman. Like, what you mean, kind of a woman?
Kind of a woman.
It's nothing. It's just it's a meet. It's not even a meeting.
It's not even a meeting.
And that's what she had every right to get up and just bounce with no notice like that. Like, bro, you didn't be playing.
Let me get up out of here. It's about to be some smoke. But I'm gonna jump to the scene where Amanda obviously is playing Alyssa, and Clarice tells her, well, pretty much announces and talks to Muffy, like, who named somebody Muffy? Like, that shit's anyway. Tells Muffy that she's gonna play some that piano. And like and gives that whole spiel, who I absolutely adore. Bruh. And the best, bruh, when Alyssa or Amanda gets up there and just, I'm gonna play something special for her, like
from Chopping.
Hey, I ain't gonna play no chopping. That'd be me. And I ain't gonna play no chopping.
Yeah, that ain't even how you pronounce it, but you know what I'm saying. That which is I know you though. I know you know, but that's what made it even funnier.
Yeah.
She was on some bullshit.
Went on some bullshit, and put the escargot in her drink.
Yeah, I respect it, man. Kids are bad, bro. Kids are bad, and they don't like you. They'll let you know, and it'd be a little subtle stuff because I feel like she almost knew, like, you can't go to my, like, what you look like telling you, bro. Story time in school. You probably remember this, bro. You probably know exactly what I'm about to say. I remember when I was about, I don't even know how old I was, bro. 9, 10, no older than 10 for sure. Probably younger than that. I probably was 7 or 8. And Butch, we was like 85, bro. We was at 85. We was outside, and it was just me and Butch. And he was like, all right, here's the perfect thing. I was young enough for him to be like, do you know who I am? You know what I'm saying? And I remember looking at him, and I knew exactly what I was saying. Uncle Bitch. I said, Uncle Bitch. And I'll never forget, bro.
Hey, you know I remember that shit.
And I would never forget him going in the crib and telling your moms and all that. Like, he just called me Uncle Bitch. What? Come on. No, he didn't. Because you look crazy as an adult saying some wild shit about a kid. Especially when the kid like, what? Like, what you talking about? You look crazy. And you look kind of like, why you even coming? Like, he a kid. Like, listen, what you doing? Like, oh, well. So I never forget that shit. So it just, that scene kind of reminded me of that in the moment because kids know what they be doing. We know when we on some bullshit. Yeah, that was, it was close enough to where I can slide a cuss word in for free.
That nigga said,
when nobody else around. And I played it, Uncle Bitch.
Uncle Bitch.
Yeah. And now as a grown man, if a little kid called me Uncle Bitch, bro, I might throw hands with him.
Hey.
Because you try to play me. I ain't nobody bitch.
Hey, you wild. Hey. That's crazy. Yeah, shout out to Butch, man. That shit crazy. You stupid. I'm gonna jump into
I remember that shit like it was yesterday.
Hey,
it was yesterday. You feel me? I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah. I'm gonna slide into the scene where Clarissa comes home early. Like, she knew her antennas went up when she heard that voice. Her antennas went up. She said, I'm supposed to be gone a week. I gotta get home. She came home. she saw Vinny looking. Well, I don't know if she really saw him, but she seen that telescope and just was like, it's a little too early to be looking at the stars.
I
Looked
love
in
that
that
smooth. I
motherfucker.
love that smooth walk by that Vinny did too to try
Oh
to
yeah.
adjust it. Yeah, Vinny, my
Listen,
dog.
but the crazy part is she said, I want a Diet Coke. And then she said, I need a little bit of time with lime, nigga. You hear me?
You know what she was doing?
And women are so smart, bro, because she didn't even say anything or acknowledge the other woman. She said, I'm moving this wedding up. You think you get my man? Nah, because she know what type of dude he is. He loves kids. He loves this camp. Like, all that. Like, you heard her talk about she was closing this shit down. Like, I'm closing this down. I'm sending you to boarding school. All that. We canceling all this shit. So her plan was to mold Roger and put him on a whole different path. So I think it's shitty, but it was also a brilliant plan from her. Like, I already got this nigga where I want him. She had him in the bed. If this movie was rated hard, PG-13, she would have given him some of that neck.
Come on, man.
And got them together,
huh? I feel bad for doing this because this is a kids movie, and I was trying to find another way to say it, but this really needs to be, there needs to be some emphasis on this, man. Roger was pussy.
Yeah.
Letting her bully into that marriage like that. I was just gonna say like he was a sucker, but being a sucker just ain't enough. That's not enough for what Roger was on.
Nah.
He's a generally nice guy. He's
cool.
A nice guy. He's a good human being. Good. But when it came to that, it's like your friend, man, that you just see his girl running all over him. Or I'm sure women have, you know, where they see a guy that like every single time he say jump, you jump, like, and you don't know, they ain't no pushovers, but it's just like they really mean well and they don't want to cause no trouble and all that. And I was just like, bro, like you got all this stuff on your mind. Like I'd have been like, next to tomorrow, I'd like slow down. We could get married next month. Like,
yeah, because it's only a month. It ain't that deep. Like,
there's no way I'm pushing it up to tomorrow. Like, you crazy.
Yeah, and the problem too is you see who his best man was.
Yeah, it's Vinny.
Yeah, that lets you know everything you need to know. Like he doesn't really have any friends. He don't have that right hand man to tell him. And even if he do, it seems like Vinny has been around so long that he's just like, I'll say it like this. Obviously, Roger has been heartbroken over Kathy for a long time. As a friend, you're happy that he's found someone. So do you want to step on that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that was just Vinny, like, because Vinny, he did as much as he could, but me and you as his homie would have been like, bruh, what the fuck type shit you on? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He didn't have that. So
and you gotta factor in that you can't really give, I won't say you can't, but it's hard to give the true, honest feedback when there is an employer-employee type of thing. And I'm sure that's like Roger seemed like the best employer. He seemed super cool. I'm sure he treated Vinny like family, but there is still that kind of line that's there. And it just is what it is. So I don't know if you can ever get that full honest. He needed somebody else with him, like you said, but it was on brand. And speaking of, that transitions into my scene, which is a little bit earlier, but it's real simple. It's just him when Roger realized like he wants Diane. Was talking about that spark, and Vinny he was like, I'm not talking about Miss Kensington. And Vinny said something about Miss Kensington, and Roger said, I'm not talking about Miss Kensington. And then he said, I know. And then Roger's like, well, damn, you my best man. They're supposed to give me some advice. I loved his advice because it still holds true. Real simple. Why don't you go out and take a drive, man? See where you end up. Like literally, see where you end up. Move your feet and then see where it takes you, because that kind of tells you what you want to do. I've always said, like, when it comes down to making a choice, especially when you're indecisive. So let's say we flip a coin. Let's say me and you talking about going to get something to eat. Yeah. Neither one of us say, I don't care. Let's pick. Let's flip a coin. Heads is pizza. Tails is Chinese food. Like, as soon as that coin flipped in the air, whatever you hope it lands on is your real answer.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? That's your real. I hope this shit is heads, even though you was indecisive a couple seconds ago. because you really didn't know. You didn't want to pick. But as soon as, oh man, I really hope it lands on this. This is what I'm feeling like today. That's that same advice he gave. Like wherever you end up, bro, is where you really want to be. Like,
exactly.
And if not, then you're gonna sit there, you're gonna go crazy trying to think about, damn, do I want to make this move? Do I not? Like if you got to question it that much, then maybe you don't. So it was just great advice. I love that that part of things. Also, I have one quick question for you earlier. In the scene where Roger and Diane met with the horses. And this is a dad question.
Mm-hmm.
Do kids really disappear that easy? Like both of them had their daughters on horses with them, and then next thing they know, they was just gone.
Come on, man.
Like, is it that easy?
No.
Okay.
No.
I was about to say, man, like
no.
I just had to ask, like to the point where I'm like, oh, let me ask Skool if it's like this. Maybe I'm missing something. There ain't no way you lose them kids like that.
Nope. Yeah, because and you're right, because in that scene, remember she was singing shit, and then she was like, "Where did she go?" And then once she kind of like realized she wasn't around, she just started singing again and getting back to it. Like hell nah, like where you at? Like
those are the type of things earlier when you say, if you do make it a better movie, what do? You tighten up stuff like that.
Yes,
tighten stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But all right, what's your next thing? It's on you.
I don't, man. The last 30 minutes are just what it is. It's a dope ass movie. I don't really have any more scenes. I do like, and I'll just say, scene as a whole is just the kids, the orphan kids realizing, the boys realizing that that's not Amanda. You know what I'm saying? Like just those few little scenes of them, putting the frog in her bunk, and when they were playing charades and the football, like all of those scenes of them, like, yo, something ain't right with her. Like Amanda ain't never been pumped. Especially not no frog, G. That ain't her. So I really like those scenes.
And the child humor to go with it, because they really thinking that there's a zombie lady. So it makes sense to them, like, oh, that shit it's not, it never once occurred like this could be a switcheroo. It's just
Yep.
And
because
I don't think it would occur to many people because you identical. Like who would ever think that? Like so it made perfect sense. I do have a couple scenes I want to highlight. I don't have a ton to say about it, but I do want to highlight. Of course, the camp, the food fight, the lake, them realizing this is all a dream. Like we having fun, but when he told her, like, I'm engaged, I'm gonna get married next month. Well, of course you are. And cold lake, man. That's all I'm gonna say. It's cold in that lake.
Hey, you hear me?
That's all I'm gonna say. And just real quick, this is something I gotta know. Who cleaning up this food fight? Because y'all got me fucked up.
True, man.
Who cleaning this up? Because I know if I'm working janitor, y'all wild.
Yeah, I ain't going. That'd be the day I quit.
Yeah, not at all. I ain't going. I don't care. Vinny realizing that they had the wrong girl and helping out. Once again, if you want to make the movie better, that would have shut the whole wedding down.
Yep.
Ain't no way she coming in that room and Vinny we got to figure this out. Like we get married in 2 hours. No, wedding off. We got to get my right daughter. My daughter's out here somewhere. Like, what are you talking about? But that was a cool scene. Just him realizing, all these different scars and the way it was kind of clever. For a kids movie, it was clever how they did the reveal of how. Nah, you don't believe me? All right, bet. Let me show you.
Yep.
And obviously, And just lastly, I just have to highlight this. I have to say this.
Yeah.
Mr. Butkus was fooling.
Bruh. What?
Fooling.
What?
Mr. Butkus was out here wilding.
That free labor, huh?
Come on, man. You can't do that. Come on. Who wrote that in the script, man?
Free labor.
Y'all done gone too far with the comment.
Hey, the 90s was different, man.
And the whole neighborhood knew. He said, why you think you got all them kids, man? Shit. He working to the bone.
Hey, and was changing their name.
He said jumpsuits on at breakfast.
Hey, and changing their name. You know why they changed her name to Betty? Because that's what they had on the suit. They probably already had a Betty. She aged out, huh?
And all of them was named B's except for Harry Jr. He's ours. That's me. Hey, man. Hey. That shit's silly, bro. But yeah, he was out here fooling, bro. Just the fact that he was even thinking that was cool. Come on.
Hey, that's insane.
But lastly, that I agree with you. Just that whole last 20 minutes for me, 20, 30 minutes, it was just peak.
Yep.
Prime movie. So that's how you wrap up a kids movie. It's predictable. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's still cool to cross that finish line. So absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly how kids are, man. Kids are cruel, especially when you're the new kid, and I think they did a good job of that with that scene of the kids messing with her, because Alyssa ain't used to that. Alyssa's the top dog. You hear me? Shit, I'm a Callaway, nigga. You heard how they was treating her. Shit.
Yeah, man. And that's a crazy flex, bro. When you telling them like I'm really somebody. You got a helicopter coming, land.
Yeah,
that's a flex right there. Told you, I'm out.
I'm out of here. All right.
What's your next category, my brother?
Quotes, baby.
I got 3 of them.
I think we probably got the same 3.
Yeah, you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
We probably don't have the same 3.
Okay.
The first one you already said, girl, when you gonna get a life? The other one is a personal it's not even a favorite quote. It's just one of those I specifically remember as a kid and laughing every time. I feel pretty ding, dang, dong, stupid. And then the other one, of course, is the line of the movie. That can't eat, can't sleep, reach for the stars over the fence, World Series kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Line of the movie. You said that recently, like a few months ago, right? Yep. I got weak because I hadn't heard it in a while.
Yep, that's the one. So I have those. I have I don't have the ding dong stupid.
Ding dang dong stupid, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the other 2 I have I guess it would be 3. When she says well, he is a bazillionaire, and then she said, I'm so shallow. I like him for his money. Then she goes, I liked him before I knew he had money. And then the other one I have is all this money and these people eat slugs.
That's real. If you're a kid, that's what you're thinking too.
Because that's real. Not only that, I'm grown and I'll be thinking that. Niggas eating escargot and fish eggs and all types of crazy shit. Like, why? Huh?
I said,
Yeah, like, why? Why?
Yeah, man. Shit wild out here, man.
Do you have a scene stiller?
Vincenzo. Filibuster, of course. Vincenzo, man. Absolutely. No questions asked.
Yep.
Like you said, I could have went with 3 more Vinny scenes.
Mm-hmm. It's funny because if this was I don't want to make it about boy and girl, but if this movie was rated a little bit harsher, like what is this, PG, a G?
Probably G.
Yeah,
no more than PG.
You would definitely get another couple more scenes from him.
Yeah, man. And they was together. Go ahead, my bad.
No, I was gonna say, because you gotta have an F-bomb or a shit in there, and I think he'd be the character to say
it. I can see that. Yeah. Man. And they was together. Him and Peter Guttenberg. They was together in 3 Men and a Baby.
Mm-hmm. I ain't seen that
in the 90s. Yeah, bro, that's one of them ones, man. That's not one of the ones like that. It's just one of those. It screams 80s, 90s era.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 3 Men and a Baby. Wow.
But yeah, Philip Bosco, man, that's my scene still.
Yep, legend. And he wouldn't let that happen to me. I think we kind of already discussed the one, at least on my end.
Food fight. Like, I'm not cleaning up that food fight. I'm not. You're not bullying me into getting married the next day. I'm not even. And Roger foul for waiting until he gets to the altar. I mean, shout out to him for telling her, but he knew he didn't want her. The whole, and if I'm a guest, bro, you owe that. I done flew in, I done did something. I'm sure they all rich people, so it don't really matter. But at the same time, bro, like the heart of this, navigate this traffic in New York City, in Manhattan, bro, come on, you owe that. Everything else, I think I kind of mentioned. Like, a lot of that stuff, I'm just not going for.
Bruh. Why she was about to smack them kids?
Who was about to smack them kids?
Your girl.
Who? Which one? Which one?
At the end of the movie, Clarice. Remember, she was about to smack.
Oh yeah, she was about to smack. Yeah, she was. Hey, I'm weak. Hey, hold on, bro. Because you know what I'm about to say. Hey, Vinny was about to go Sean Connery on her.
Hey, Vinny said, hey, I'll pop you one, huh? You put your hands on that girl.
He was about to go Sean Connery, bro. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, man, look up this interview with Sean Connery and Barbara Walters, man. Sean Connery ain't give a fuck, bro. He said, hey. "Yeah, I believe it." I ain't even gonna go there, man, because I don't even want to repeat it. I don't want to be held responsible for the shit that Sean Connery was on. But Sean Connery said anybody can get it. If you deserve it, you can get it.
Yep. And he meant that shit. I believe him.
Yeah. Then he said, "I'll give you a pop. I dare you. I dare you to put your hands on.
I dare you."
It's only funny because there's no way they put that in a movie today.
No, hell no.
There's no way they threaten domestic violence in a movie.
That's why I just said 95
and a kids movie, and it's a kids movie.
It's a kids movie. Yep.
Because the whole audience is like, "I get it. You can't hit them girls."
So.
Oh shit! I'm glad you brought that up, man. That shit's silly, man.
That shit's wild.
Hey, Sean Connery, wild, man. He a wild dude for that interview because he meant that shit. He doubled down on it.
Yeah, he did. He doubled down, bro. Look, yeah. If y'all got time, you already done spent the $5 on this, man. You might as well go ahead and check out that YouTube video of Sean Connery and Barbara Walters, man. That shit's classic.
Man, y'all don't want a black Bond, but y'all James Bond doing shit like that, man. All right, man. All right.
So I have some trivia. I don't know if there's anything that you had that you kind of want to mention.
Not really. Just the movie. Like who could have played what? There's a ton of different stuff, but nothing substantial.
Yeah, I was going to name off for real all my trivia. So the one big thing I was gonna say is, this movie was filmed in there was a scene filmed in Cincinnati, right?
Nah, I didn't know that.
Yes, the Butt Kiss house is in Cincinnati.
No shit.
Yep. Look it up. Yep. Also,
I wonder what part of Cincinnati was that?
I have no idea. They didn't give any specifications, but it's definitely in Cincinnati. Yeah. So these are just a few of the actresses that were lined up to play Diane Burroughs, aka Christy Alley. Winona Ryder, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. One of the reasons why she didn't get it, obviously, Seinfeld, they wouldn't let her out her contract. Sandra Bullock, Michelle Pfeiffer, Nicole Kidman, Meg Ryan, Sandra Bullock, Brooke Shields, Madonna, Demi Moore. And bro, it's so many more people than that. I'm just naming off a few people.
A ton of names, bro.
Yeah.
A ton of names.
Vincenzo. What is it?
Vincenzo, man. Stop, man. You about to piss me off. Stop.
Originally it was supposed to be John Candy, but of course we lost John Candy. So they had Danny DeVito, Joe Pesci, Bob Hopkins, Harvey Keitel, Jack Nicholson. That was one that I was like, what? Jack? Christopher Walken, Patrick Stewart, Anthony Hopkins, Michael Caine. Like, these are fucking legends. Like, Michael Richards, of course, his racist ass. But again, Seinfeld, they said nope. Then with Clarice, there was Shannon Doherty, Tori Spelling, 90210 wouldn't let her out her contract, so it was a no-go for that. And Glenn Close. Glenn Close was 11 years too old, but they said during that time she had that sex appeal, so I could see that.
When did 101 Dalmatians come out?
98.
So after this?
Yeah, after this, yeah.
To play Clarice?
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Roger Calloway. We got Steve Martin, Kurt Russell, Tim Allen.
You stupid, bro. We already went down to Tim Allen.
That shit crazy. Jim Belushi, Harrison Ford, Dan Aykroyd, Mel Gibson, your boy, John Travolta.
Fuck that nigga.
Dennis Quaid, John Goodman. I think John would have been good as Vinny. John Goodman. John Ritter. I can see John Ritter in there, definitely. He has that softness about him. Pause.
Hold on, John Ritter too. Is Roger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can see John. Yeah, because you can't. This works because it's not a A-lister.
Yeah. Almost. Bruce Willis, Tom Hanks, and your guy Bryan Cranston.
That's interesting. Bryan Cranston doesn't, not because he can't do it, of course. I just don't see it. John Ritter's actually out of all those names.
See it? You know why you don't see it?
Why?
And correct me if I'm wrong. Did you ever watch Malcolm in the Middle?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I could see it because Malcolm in the Middle, man. He was. You got to figure, Mom's was the boss. He was.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I just don't. I don't know if I'm buying the scene with them in the lake. Like, I don't know. For some reason, it just doesn't. I don't know. Obviously, Bryan Cranston is incredible, so I don't want to downplay him. It's not him. It's me. It's me. It's not him.
It's not. Hey, you stupid, man.
Nah, man.
All right. So, I think that's it, my brother. The only thing left is to rank this motherfucker, man. You know my ranking system. Hell yeah, shit yeah, fuck yeah. You know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, we both saying the same thing.
Yeah, this a fuck yeah, man. I'm watching this. Like I said, I watch this once a year, and depending on my mood, I'll watch this shit at once a month. Just depends on my mood. I'm definitely gonna watch this a few more times because I done watched this shit like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I watched it 3. It's my movie. It's cool. It's my movie. I enjoy it. We didn't talk enough about New York being a character.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Did a real good job. Not just like New York City, but as they would call it, the country, or upstate, or whatever you want to call it, New York.
But
even using, so I don't know if they did this on purpose. Staten Island is the borough that gets made fun of the most, I'd say. And then even having the Buckuses be on Staten Island, like they couldn't be from Brooklyn or from Queens. Yeah. They were from Staten Island. Just Staten Island's like that running joke. That's not where you want to go. And it just made sense that the Buckuses were there. So yeah. What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say that this the camp and everything that's in Canada.
Yeah, Ontario,
Canada, and it's a real camp, and it's still there today. So, man, that's actually dope too. Man, I don't know. I guess they still do. I was gonna say, do they still do the camp thing? I guess they do. I don't know if I'm letting my baby go to camp though.
Man, I wonder if they still got camps like heavyweights, the Blob.
Hey, that's another. Hey, you gotta chill, bro. I think we named like 8 SGPs on here today.
That's because all those movies are in the same era, and we watched them the same way. We digested them the same way, at the same house, in the same manner. So all the Mighty Ducks, heavyweights, 50 Goes West, Adventures in Babysitting, like all of those. Like I'm too invested to even give those movies bad ratings. Like they're forever going to be classics to me. I don't care how many times I watch them, man. They're just classics. So there's a ton of those movies like that.
I feel like when we do heavyweights, I feel like we gonna be in here like, bruh, how did they let this shit slide, bruh? Ben Stiller was in that bitch fooling
everybody. The heavyweights is hilarious, bro. Heavyweights is hilarious to this day. We gotta get Dave, man. We gotta get Sneaker Dave on heavyweights.
Hey, I'm with it. Oh man. So you said fuck yeah, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I appreciate you for coming on, brother. I knew that there was nobody else in this world that I would ask to be on here.
You ain't have a choice, bro. I'd have slapped fire out of you. If you told me you was doing It Takes Two and say I ain't got no invite, bro.
Hey,
I'd have butchered the episode on purpose.
Hey, I text you and was like, It Takes Two. This nigga said, hell yeah.
Exclamation points, all that. I was geeked.
Yes.
It's my movie, man. Good job, my brother.
Good job.
Pleasure was all mine.
Listen, 1480 classic, man. Like you said, the nostalgia that comes with this movie is amazing. But it's a good movie. I don't give it's rated 5.9 on IMDb, and I think that's way too low. I would have
Like
been
I
okay
said,
with like a 6.5, somewhere in there, 6.4. But I think it has a lot to. It might have been one of the movies that was in theaters for a second, which is not a thing back then. I feel like they made their money back. They did just enough, and they was like, all right, let's double it. Let's double the money by putting it on VHS. You feel me?
yeah, because
And that's
VHS, bro,
probably why.
that's where a lot of the studios made their money.
Mm-hmm.
On that VHS drop, them home video drops, like that's
Mm-hmm.
when you get the theater crowd, then you get that crowd.
Yep.
Obviously, Hollywood's not getting that anymore, which is why we see so many, lack of movies, or lack of
Yeah.
certain movies and stuff like that, because they know they ain't
Yep.
really profitable. But yeah, man, pleasure was all mine, man. Always. Anytime
Appreciate
you
you.
need me, I'm here. But I
Thank you.
had to talk about this one. Like I said,
Yes.
I let you rock. I let you do your thing, man. I'm proud of you and everything you're doing.
Thank you.
But every now and then there's a movie where I'm like, oh, hold on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I'm bullying. I'm bullying my way into this one. I'm doing my Clarice. I'm bullying this shit.
Hell yeah. I appreciate you, my brother. Hey, I just want to send a shout out to We Got Y'all, Ray P. Another week in the books, the Good Earners podcast, Ray, Spike, Mo, all that shit, man. I love y'all niggas, man. So with that being said, we out this bitch. Peace.